You're alive, hey, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome your faces to another Matt Freeman stream. Anyways, hi guys, my name's Matt Freeman, and I like to talk a lot. And holy shit, am I just a smidgen late due to editing issues? But I got them solved. I got them fixed. Videos uploading right now. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you guys think. Hopefully people like it. Got more to come. Hopefully I edit the other ones tomorrow. Get them uploaded now that we got good editing software. It actually does what it's supposed to do and gets the job done. I am so pumped. So pumped. Yeah boy, 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 yeah boy. It's so pumped. So unbelievably in a good mood now that my video will be on YouTube. I'm singing. I'm that excited. Anyways, I've literally spent all fucking day today editing videos. I really hope the stream doesn't cut out for any stupid reason, but I am technically uploading the video that I spent all day editing today. It's around 20 minutes long, so it's a bit of a long one. But the first small chunk of it, it's got some music, it's got some slow motion movement, it's got some text overlaid in the video, and then it's a whole lot of mic because I was not in the first video, but I will be in the second video, I believe. I'm not really 100% sure. I just know that I was there for some of the videos that got recorded, whereas the very first video I wasn't there when it got recorded. But you do see my smiling face at the very last 30 seconds of the video, so at least there's that. I had to give it a name. I didn't really know what else to name it because I had to make a series name because I didn't know what to call it. So I just called it Mike's Garage because realistically it's Mike and he's in his garage and he's working on stuff. So I figured that makes perfect sense. Just name it Mike's Garage because that's what it is. It's Mike in his garage working on stuff. So the cooler part about it is these videos that will be recorded and or uploaded are of Mike working on his stuff in his garage, but they are also they are like prequels to other videos or whatever you want to call it. It's like I'm inevitably going to have videos that will be coming out in the future that will be of us riding things and having fun on things, and these videos of them being worked on will make much more sense as to what we're doing and what we're riding on and what we're having fun with if you watch the videos of them being worked on, them being fixed, them being built, them things like that. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted. I will be undistracted here in a second. I have a feeling something bad's going to happen. Maybe not. I don't see what.
He has responded, and right there beside his code.
Oh, never mind. Anyways, I was some fucking YouTube clip popped up when I pulled up YouTube, and it was of some dude crashing his car. And for some reason, the video clip picture thingy looks like the car got demolished, but then it wasn't. So, not really 100% sure what happened there. I'm also unsure as to where Rachel's at, being as she literally just told me over text messages that she was going to watch my stream, but now she's not. So I don't know if it's because the fact that I'm uploading a video and now she's waiting for that video to come out. And what, I'm not really sure. But anyways, we're here. We're here now. We're out here living the best life. Got an itchy back. Great things. Great things. You know, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I hope this video goes up and I hope everybody likes it. Just because of the fact of I have never, and this is not even sarcastic, this is legitimate. I have never uploaded an edited video on my channel before. I'd always tried, but I had issues in the past with different like editing programs and stuff like that causing problems. And on top of that, a lot of times what I would do is I'd edit a video of stuff I did with my friends and I'd put music to it. And because of YouTube being YouTube, they don't like you posting music. So I never uploaded the video because I knew it would instantly get taken down because it had music. So I have edited before. I've just never edited and uploaded it before. It's what I always do what I call my signature straight cut videos, where I start the video, I talk, and then I end the video, and I just upload it to YouTube as one solid video. It's no cuts. If you think you've seen a video of mine that's been edited where it's like me doing something and it cuts away and then I come back and do it, it's always me just hitting the pause button on my phone until I'm ready to record again. So realistically, it's kind of like editing, but it's not the same at all. I'm going to constantly be checking my phone here for the next like 15, 20 minutes just because I want to see when the video goes live because I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. So pumped. I'm so pumped. I can't wait for this video to be uploaded. It's a bit lengthy. It's 20 minutes long. And I know how YouTube works. I understand it. Most people don't watch videos that are 20 minutes long. So I'm hoping that it does relatively good. I'm probably gonna post it to Facebook tomorrow, and tag and tag what it's about in it because I do have a lot of friends that don't watch my YouTube that both know who both obviously me and Mike are, but they would probably enjoy the video due to the fact of what Mike's doing in it. It would be helpful to them if they themselves haven't particularly ever worked on the project in which Mike's working on, the first video. And in theory, like I said, I have archived videos for a lot. Like ironically, I used all the videos I had for the first edit, which made it 20 minutes, but I couldn't like break it down any smaller because of the fact of it made more sense to add everything I had together to make one video. But I've got this card here that's Mike and Rachel's camera card, and it has the second set of videos on it. I have yet to even watch them, so I don't even know what I'm going to do in the sense of like how I'm going to make the next video setup kind of thing, like what the edit's going to be like. Is it going to be longer? Is it going to be shorter? I don't even know because I haven't even looked at it. But now that I finished this video, it just makes it 10 times better and easier in the future for more videos to continuously come out. Plus, now that the editing went so well and easy, I say easy in a sense, but easy, I think I'm done recording on my phone. Like I may still do straight cut videos just because sometimes in a moment it can be all right to, you know, if I have the ability to pull my phone out, record 10 minutes of me sitting there, standing there talking while doing something, you know, that can still be the easier process. But I think from now on, I'm just going to carry my camera with me and just record vlogs that way. Because realistically, now that I have an editing software that not only works, but can do awesome, crazy awesome stuff to the editing process, and I can upload the videos then, like after I get done editing them and stuff. It just makes it seem so much of a better idea. Just to make recorded videos. I'm currently texting Mike and Rachel. Well, I'm not texting Rachel at the moment. I'm texting Mike just because you are. Oh man, now I'm just like I said, I feel kind of bad that I'm recording this because I'm just gonna keep checking my phone. But I mean, my computer said that it was only gonna take like 25 minutes to upload the video. And I mean, technically, it's got to upload the video, then it's got to process the video, and both of those can take a little bit of a time to do so. But it's just one of those things where, like I said, naturally, I'm uh, I'm just preemptively amped to see the video go live because I spent a lot of hard time working on that thing, and I want to see it uploaded. I want to see if people watch it and if people like it. And I mean, it's already late, being as it's almost 10:30 at night. I don't really expect to get a whole lot of people watching it tonight, but still, having an uploaded period is still much better of a cool situation for me than um. It's actually kind of funny. Not that it's really like a comical, like, ha ha ha, knee slapper, that was so funny. But this pop here in my hands is is the third beverage I drank this entire day. I drank a cup of coffee when I got up this morning. Then I drank a pop that, it was root beer that I drank in the midst of coming outside to smoke a cigarette, in the midst of editing and stuff like that. And then I came out here to start the stream, and I've just opened this pop, which, yes, it means I've had nothing but sugary drinks for my entire day. I've had coffee and two pops, but I still think it's more funny to think the fact that I've gone the entire day and I've only drank a coffee and two pops. Don't know where everybody's at, but nobody's here watching me, and nobody's here to talk to me. That makes me very sad. Where is everybody? I want conversation. You know how hard it is to spend 2 hours talking about stuff? There's something else I wanted to talk about, just in the sense of it was something that happened this morning, and it got my brain. I had an anxiety attack for the first time in a long time. Um, if you guys know or ever heard of a guy named Grant Thompson, he was the YouTuber who had a channel called um, The King of Random. And I had seen a video of two of his before, but he was never somebody I enjoyed to watch. Like, I never went seeking his videos. I just, every once in a while, a video would either pop up on my main feed that I click on, or maybe I'd look up something that he happened to have already made a video for. And I'm a few months behind on this. I understand this, but I found out this morning while watching another YouTuber's video that was older that like 4 months ago he died in a paragliding accident. And then I found out that he YouTube live streamed the like himself paragliding. So when he wrecked, he got caught on tape wrecking, and so, obviously, like a complete moron, I decided to watch the video because I was like, oh, this would be interesting. I mean, death is one of those things that's very scary, and it's nothing exciting. It's not anything that is enjoyable. But at the same time, the weird thought of knowing that somebody's death got recorded on YouTube is like kind of like intantalizing to want to watch it, even though I shouldn't have watched it, because paragliding involves heights, and I'm terrified of heights. And his parachute folds up on itself, and then it completely collapses. So he just falls out of the sky, and you watch the entire thing. Like, you're on a camera on his knee, so you can just see his body, and you can just see the ground getting closer and closer. And then the worst part is, like, I don't know, say 1,000 feet before he hits the ground, he starts screaming bloody murder, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's falling in the sky and there's nothing to stop him. And I'm sure at that point he was thinking about his family, because he has a wife and three children that he left behind. And I'm sure he was obviously terrified because, he knew he was going to die. But he screamed, and the scream is a scream I've heard before, but from somebody else in real life. And and oh, hello guys. You're in the middle of hearing hearing a fucked up story from this morning, but I watched a video on YouTube of a guy paragliding and his parachute falls, like it collapses is what they call it. So the parachute where it was holding him up like falls on top of him, and then it's no longer holding him up, and then he falls out of the sky and then he hits the ground, and you totally watch it because it's on YouTube and it's totally there for everybody to see. And my anxiety went up so bad from watching this guy fall out of the sky that my 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 anxiety kicked up an anxiety attack, and I legitimately had an anxiety attack this morning because of how fucking horribly terrifying it was to watch a guy fall out of the sky. And I mean, fortunately, he doesn't die on impact. He dies due to the injuries of his impact. So they cut it out as he hits the trees, but they still leave all the audio in, so you can still hear him hit every branch on the way down. So he's like, and then he hits the ground, and then it comes back, and it just shows him laying there, and he's hardly moving, but he's still obviously alive at this point. And unfortunately, by the time any rescuers came to find him, he was already dead. So I also find it funny that both of you showed up, said hello, and then left. I'm sure it has something to do with something. I mean, my stream hasn't told me that it's crashed or that I'm having any struggles, but at the same time, I am uploading a video to YouTube on a different computer inside my house. So I'm also wondering if maybe my stream's having slight issues. Oh, well, that's weird. It just says that there's only one person watching, but for a minute there, it said there was 3 people watching, and you guys, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so I watched a guy die today on YouTube because not everything on YouTube is awesome, and I had a legitimate panic attack, like anxiety to the max, panic attack. It's hard to breathe. I started shaking really bad. I hate them, but it was obviously my fault. I knew the guy was paragliding, and I knew he died at the end of it. So when I started the video, I knew what was coming. And for some reason, I don't want to say the word excited because excited is not the word you use when you watch somebody's video about them dying. But I was sucked in. I really wanted to see what was about to happen. And he was a famous YouTuber. He had 12.5 million subscribers, and he fell out of the sky from like 3,000 or 4,000 feet to his death. And like I said, he didn't die on impact. He survived, but he died because of falling 3,000 or 4,000 feet to the ground. He hit the ground, and obviously his internals were all like fucked up, and he ended up dying. And the only reason they even found him is because his wife reported him missing after only a couple hours and not being able to reach him on his cell phone. And they knew where he had jumped off of some mountain from. So they went to that mountain, and then they saw his parachute hanging in a tree. So they sent rescuers down there. And when they found him, he was dead, laying on the ground because obviously he fell from a very high height. And just listening to him scream, falling through the sky, that's the part that fucked me up more than anything. Because there's this thing in this world, it's called a death scream. And you only get it, you only hear it when you're in a situation in which you think you're gonna die, and obviously it's something you never ever want to hear. You think you've heard somebody yell from pain, like somebody breaks a leg and they scream. It's not anything compared to what I'm explaining. Explaining like death, like a scream of death. And I unfortunately watched a guy cut his hand off at my work and sprayed more blood than I ever thought could humanly come out of somebody. And he death screamed because he was pretty much dying. I mean, all of his blood was pumping out of his body. He cut his fucking hand off, and it traumatized me. And I don't like talking about it because I don't even like thinking about it. It was the most horrible, fucked up situation I've ever had to deal with my entire life. And nothing's ever really brought that back up until this video today, because like I said, pretty much like right last like 500 feet before this guy hits the ground, he screams the entire way down because obviously at this point he realizes his parachute's not reopening and he's just dead, like he's falling out of the sky. And so he starts screaming, and like I said, it's a death scream. It's a scream that your body makes when you realize you're going to die or that you have a very high chance of dying. And as soon as he started screaming, it started making me think of my buddy cut his hand off, and oh, and then it's instantly I started shaking and I was like, and then just fucking couldn't breathe and I was like fucking blacking out back here. I fucking hate it. Anxiety attacks were fucking worst. Um, it was the worst. I would not suggest watching the video, especially if you're somebody who has anxiety or somebody who can't physically watch a traumatizing video without having like repercussions like I do. But if you would want to at least pay somewhat tribute to the guy, if you type in Grant Thompson into the YouTube search window, or you just simply look up the King of Random, you will find his channel. Like I said, he's got 12.5 million subscribers. It's a very large channel. He has a wife and 3 little kids that he left behind. And obviously they need lots of love and support at this moment. So you could at least go to his actual channel and they have a short video just explaining what happened, not showing any video, just saying this is what happened to Grant. And you could be nice and leave your thoughts and prayers for the family in the comments there, just because after watching that video, I couldn't imagine what it's like for the family, not only having to go through this, but also knowing that their husband's death was live streamed on YouTube because he was live streaming when he died. So, definitely traumatizing experience for everybody. And I just feel horrible for them. He was like I said, not really a YouTuber that I soughtly went after to watch his videos, but I definitely had seen his videos in the past before, and I knew who he was. But I watched some other YouTuber, and he was good friends with this guy, and he made a video about how he had passed away due to an accident, and that's what got my head turning, and I was like, oh, and the guy mentions in his video that the video of his death is on YouTube, and so then that obviously got my curiosity running, and I was like, oh man, you mean I can actually watch that? That YouTube actually left that up, and so then I clicked on it, and then so on and so forth, and now we are where we are now. Oh, okay. So here's the thing, Holly. Brand new video just uploaded 4 minutes ago onto my channel. Super fucking pumped for this video. The very first time I've ever edited a video and posted it to YouTube. I'm not in it, so there's that. But it's Mike. Mike working in his garage. Understands he's working on a 3-wheeler, and that might not be the most exciting thing to most of you, but I would highly suggest and hope that you guys would watch it anyways, just for the off chance that you can give me feedback, whether you liked it being edited down like it was. It's like 20 minutes long, so unfortunately it's a little bit lengthy, but the last 30 seconds of the video, you do get to see this beautiful face. So, but yeah, so it's like the start of what is to come. I obviously explained a while ago there on YouTube that there was some changes coming and new things were going to start coming out, and I really hope that everybody watched them and enjoyed them and all this other stuff. And then we ran, I say we, but it was really just me. I ran into problem after problem after problem after problem trying to get these videos uploaded because they needed edited. They weren't recorded as like what I call a straight cut video, where you can just watch it and it's just from beginning to end and it's good. Like there's spots that needed taken out of that I couldn't take out of because I didn't have editing software that was working for me and all that stuff. But then today I actually got some really good editing software and it's worked fantastically. So I edited all day today. It literally took me 4 hours to edit this video. That's why I'm so excited for this video to be up. Literally, it's just because it took me 4 hours to edit this video. When you watch the video from the beginning and end, you're going to finish it and be like, that took 4 hours to edit, but there's a whole bunch of stuff to editing that unless you physically have done it before, you do not understand how much bullshit you have to go through just to get from beginning to end. I mean, shit, just the first 15 seconds of the video took me an hour to make because it's got overlaying text, it's got music playing in it, it's got transitions from where the video one clip ends and the next one starts, and so it closes and opens. I mean, it's awesome. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it took a long time to do, but I enjoyed doing it because it looks awesome. But it's just the mere fact of it took me a really long time. I haven't edited in a very long time, and I haven't ever truly edited a video and then uploaded it to YouTube. So this is the very first edited video to be up. And like I was saying before you guys started, before you got on, Holly, and commented and everything, that this is even though it doesn't make sense because a prequel has to come out after the actual video comes out, but this is like a prequel in the sense of this is a video of a thing that's being fixed and or built. And so that way, when we're down south this upcoming weekend and I record videos of us riding and stuff, you're not just where did this thing come from? Or if there's if we talk about a problem that it had, or something like that, it's actually funny. Mike just commented on the video and said first, because obviously he was the first person to watch it and the video's about him. So I'm sure he was probably waiting, just sitting there waiting for it to upload. But so yeah, it's just like I said, it's just kind of like a prequel in the sense of it explains things in the future as you see them of here, this is the three-wheeler, this is how it got built, this is what was wrong with it. Now this is us breaking it again, because that's what me and Mike do, which is also funny because Mike also mentions that within the first couple minutes of the video of saying me and Matt figured we'd take you on the adventure of fixing it and getting it running again, just so that when we take it out, we can break it again, because that's how Mike and I are. As much as we love and we try to take care of things that we have in our life, we also are very abusive and we usually break shit. So it's one of those things where it was a video of him fixing it. Then we're going to probably take it down this weekend and break it. And then he'll make another video of fixing it so we can inevitably take it down south and break it again, and so on and so forth. So I'm amped. I'm super excited. That's why I'm in such a great mood right now. I finished editing at 9:05 at night, and then rendering of a video takes a long time. Which, if you don't know what rendering is, pretty much when you edit a video together, you're taking a bunch of small clips and you're pushing them all together to make one video. But once it finishes, the computer and or any YouTube or anything like that would justifyingly understand that it's just a bunch of videos edited together to make one video. You know what I'm saying? You have to render it, what rendering does is it takes those little gaps out and makes it so it's all one video. So instead of it being a bunch of little videos put together to make one video, now it renders it as one video itself. So now it's its own one solid video. So once you render a video, then you can upload it to YouTube. Because if you try to take the non-rendered video and upload to YouTube, YouTube would take each little section and make a video out of each one. So you'd have a video that was 5 minutes, and then the next clip's only 30 seconds, and the next clip's 2 minutes, and it would individualize it and make little videos of each one, because YouTube doesn't understand that you're trying to make one video. They just see it as, oh, well, this guy's trying to upload 20 videos that are just in a line. And so you have to render it all together as one video so that it can be uploaded and actually be one video. So I started rendering the video. I got 46% of the way done, and my computer crashed the render. I was using the computer and for other things in the background, and I wasn't sure, but I had a thought in my brain thinking, well, maybe it crashed because I was using it. Maybe if I just let it render and don't touch the computer, it will fix it. But by the time I got the video to restart rendering again, it was already 9:35, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get this done before I have to live stream tonight. But I sat there and waited, and literally about 5 minutes before 10 o'clock, the video finished rendering, which was fantastic because rendering usually takes hours, and it took my super gaming computer literally 25 minutes to render the 20-minute video, which is great. It rendered the video, so then I sent it to YouTube and uploaded it, put the information and all that stuff, and and then finally uploaded the video, and then I ran outside the live stream because it was already 10, I think it was by the time I got out here. So I was a smidgen behind, and technically I also had forgotten that I was going to start tonight's stream at 9 o'clock and go from 9 to 11 instead of doing 10 to 12 like I had been doing. But I was in the middle of rendering it the first time when I realized, oh shit, I was going to start at 9 o'clock. And I was like, well, fuck it, we missed tonight. So I guess I'll just start the rendering process tomorrow. Or I mean, I'll start the live stream at 9 tomorrow night instead of tonight. But yeah, so then once it was uploading to YouTube, I ran out here and started live streaming, and that's what I spent the whole first 15 minutes of this video watching my phone, because I was like, I can't wait to watch this video upload, or to see this video upload. And really, that's the picture you used, YouTube? So like, here's the thing with thumbnails, okay? Thumbnails work in the sense of YouTube looks at faces. So for instance, the video, especially, obviously I know you saw it, Holly, because you commented on it, but the video of me, Mike, and Rachel while we were out working at Mike's work, or we were doing the landscaping stuff and we were at Mike's work or whatever. YouTube uses an algorithm in which it looks for faces for thumbnails. So like, if I had a video where it was the entire video was a black screen, but there was a 1 30-second period where you could see my face, they would use a picture of my face as the thumbnail, because it recognized the face. So it was like, oh, instead of just putting a black background as the video thumbnail, we'll make it a face. Now, if you have a clip, you can upload your own thumbnail, but I didn't have a thumbnail because I didn't take a picture. So I just let YouTube generate its own, and it worked out perfectly for that video I posted of me, Mike, and Rachel the other day, because it saw my face the entire time. But finally, it gets to a point where there's a moment where I'm holding the camera in front of Rachel's face, and it can see both mine and Rachel's face. And since there was two people's faces in the video, it took that thumbnail and posted it as the main picture, which I did like. But now, for some reason, for this video just uploaded, I just noticed that the thumbnail it chose was a picture of Rachel sitting on the steps, and Rachel's only in the video for literally like 5 seconds. So it's like YouTube used her picture on a video that doesn't involve her at all. Like, she's literally not even a part of this video. You see Mike's face the entire video. And then nothing. So it's like, and then you see Rachel for literally 10 seconds of this video, and YouTube was like, we're gonna use her face. So now I'm gonna have to go back and change the thumbnail, because it makes no sense. Not anything against Rachel, but just makes no sense for the video that involves Mike working on stuff in his garage, a 3-wheeler, and Mike is the main points of the video. It makes no sense to have Rachel's 10-second face as the video screenshot. So I didn't say YouTube's algorithm is perfect. Definitely, obviously has its flaws, but still not bad at all. Damn, I got 3 comments already. Who the fuck is this guy? Joined 12 years ago. It's really weird sometimes when people comment on stuff. It's like somebody just commented on that video I posted and said, "Do you want to be friends?" And it's so weird because I'm sure that's spam. Don't get me wrong. Don't play me as a fool. I understand that it's more than likely spam, but it's like one of those things where it always tends to be somebody spamming, because it never makes truly 100% sense as to why somebody would just ask you to be their friend over a YouTube comment. Like, that's all it says. It doesn't say, "Hey, I like the video. You're a cool guy. We should make some content together." It's literally just like, "Do you want to be friends?" And it's like, it's not the only channel I've gotten this question from. You can comment back and say, "Yeah, sure, we could be friends." And then you never hear a damn word from them. So it's like, I don't really know what happens, or like what seems to be the reason why people do that or whatever, but it's whatever, you know. I only have fake people want to be my friends. I never have real people actually trying to be my friends out here. Man, I loved that video I recorded was me talking in a southern redneck accent the entire time, because I mean, dang, wait, what do you? Oh, no, Holly, I was not being mean to you. I'm saying that nobody else out there besides like the people who are already my friends, no one new ever comes out of the woodwork trying to be my friend. Did you really like it, Mike? I tried really hard. I really hoped you guys would like it. Like, I got these weird jittery feelings. Like, I'm excited. I'm so excited for the video to be up, but I'm also like paranoid because like it's the first time I've truly edited a full video and uploaded it to YouTube that was not even my own content. So I just wanted to make sure that I did a good job for you, since it's technically you in the video, except for like yeah, I know this, henceforth why I had to I had to record an ending to your video in my kitchen, because it came up and I was like, I can't just let the video end. Like, it makes no sense just to, that was it, whatever. So that's why I recorded the ending of it for you and was like, "Hey, Mike's a little rusty. Not really used to YouTube thing, hasn't made an ending, but I got you." But the other thing I was just explaining to Holly was the fact of, for whatever reason, YouTube decided to make that small 10-second window of Rachel sitting on the steps as your thumbnail. Which, I mean, I'm not against Rachel, but at the same time, it makes no sense to think that the entire video is about you working on a three-wheeler, and they used one 10-second window of Rachel sitting on the steps as the thumbnail. Like, it needs to be you or the three-wheeler. So I'm going to have to go back either tonight when the stream's over or tomorrow and change the thumbnail over so it actually shows something other than just Rachel sitting on steps. But I still thought it was funny that of all the things that it could have chosen, YouTube was like, "Hey, we'll pick her on the steps. Whole 20-minute video. We'll pick the girl sitting on the steps as our thumbnail." See, the other problem is, now I've got an intro made naturally because you've obviously saw the intro. Did you like the intro, Mike? How it fades in? It's got music playing in the background. It's got rock and roll. It's actually the song was called "Elevator Music Needs to Be Rocked Too." That was the name of the song, and then it fades out and then the video starts. But I have the intro already like pre-built and set off to the side so I can use it for other Trimoto build videos in the future, but I don't think you've ever made another intro. Like, you've never said, "Hey guys, this is this." I think you just, most of your other videos was just you starting from where you left off. Now, I don't know because I haven't seen what else got recorded to this thing. I know the videos that I was in were on this card, but I'm not sure if you actually ever started the videos. So if you didn't, I might have to put a small intro in the beginning, simply being like, hey, we're getting everything worked out here. getting all the logistics set up and figured out, because you're not really used to it. Oh, okay. Well, then, if you just have some form of identifying that it is a different day, then we'll work out. It's just, like I said, I just don't, I can't make a transition without something of making somebody understand like it's a different time. Yeah, well, at least the one from yesterday when it picked Rachel in my face, like as I was explaining a little bit earlier, YouTube's algorithm for creating thumbnails is they look for faces in the video. So even though the entire video is majority of me standing there with my face, it saw the moment where both Rachel's and my face was in the frame at the same time, and then it chose that as a thumbnail, which actually worked out. But as I said, it was weird because your face is in the entire video, and then it randomly chose the one random moment that Rachel is in the video. So it's like, I don't know if the algorithm has some form of understanding what it's seen prior. So if it saw Rachel's face yesterday in that, in that thumbnail, if the algorithm said, hey, we recognize this face, we'll post it in this video too. Or if it literally just randomly chose her, I'm not sure. I know how it works. I don't know the full logistics of how it works. So yeah, it might be. It might. That's what I was saying. I don't know exactly the whole logistics of it. So it could literally be maybe her face was more lit up than your face the entire video, and that's why it chose you, or it chose her. But fucking fucking random. But like I said, easy fix tomorrow, um, and then hopefully I took out majority of the chunk, um, majority of the chunk of her phone going off. Obviously, I wanted to leave the part where you said turn the damn phone off, and then I cut it, and then I literally slivered off like 5 or 6 seconds, and started the video back up, just in the hopes that YouTube doesn't try to be an asshole and say, "Oh, we heard music playing in the background. You can't make money on this video." Because even though I'm not making any money now, in the future, if we did make money off of it, then I could be making money off of it, and that's why it would be nice if it didn't. But regardless, I did cut out a few things that, like when you would stand up, you'd walk over to the toolbox and you would say, I'm going to get this tool or I'm getting this. I just cut that stuff out, only because I could have left it, but at the same time, the video was already at like 19 and a half minutes. And I was like, man, if I would have left all those in there, those would have added up a lot more. It probably would have been like almost 25 minutes longer if I wouldn't have edited all that out. And through a bunch of trial and error and a few mistakes, because unfortunately, if you don't pay attention to what you're doing, which I do, unfortunately, there is an undo button, because if there wasn't an undo button, I would have been royally fucked a lot of times. You have to put these weird markers in the video as you're watching it. So if you get to a spot where you're like, all right, put a marker here, and then you watch a little bit longer and you put a marker there and you say, okay, well, everything between those two markers I don't need, you can just hit delete and it deletes it. And then you just drag the video over so it continues. And that's like how you cut out sections of the video. There would definitely be times where I would forget to place a marker and hit delete, and it would just erase a whole chunk of video that I actually wanted. And I'd be like, oh no. Like I said, fortunately, Thank God they understand there's a lot of idiots out there like me. They put an undo button, so all I had to do is hit the undo button, and it would bring that video I just deleted back. But like I said, if they wouldn't have had it, I would have probably taken me like fucking 10 hours to edit that video just because I made a bunch of mistakes. I haven't edited a video in many years, and this editing software I got is fucking elaborate. They have a free version and a paid for version. The paid for version's like $699. The free version's obviously free, but it doesn't come with everything. And just what they give you in the free version is A, more than any editing software I've ever owned ever gave me. And B, you can legitimately make fucking movies with this shit. This is some high quality editing software for free. And I was using software that I had purchased. Now, it was old software because it was from 2014, but it's still the fact of my old software that I paid for wasn't even near as nice or as in depth as what this software does. So, I mean, like, I could do some pretty gnarly shit with this stuff. And so I'm hoping tomorrow, since I'll be home tomorrow, I can take the videos off of this guy either tonight, since my computer is running in my basement at the moment. I can take the videos off of this card tonight and at least get them to the computer and or possibly watch them to understand what and or how I'm going to start editing the next video down. But it just makes it better for when we're down south this weekend and we're riding three-wheeler, that the video of the three-wheeler being fixed got uploaded prior to the video of us riding it. So that way it isn't like a video gets uploaded of us riding and then people are like, oh, cool, look at this cool video, everybody riding. And then all of a sudden a video is released of us fixing it if we didn't break it, because then people are going to be like, well, then wait, why are they fixing it? They didn't break it. And it's like, yeah, this is from before. So that was my biggest thing. And Rachel, not saying this in a bad way either, but Rachel was also extremely up my ass about making sure I got these videos uploaded before we went down south, so it made more sense in the full steps of things. Well, Mike says it very, very, the very best way, Holly, right in the very beginning of the video. He says it the best way that he could have said it, in the sense of we're here to take you on the process of fixing it so that we can inevitably break it again, because we have a tendency of breaking things. So as much as we are careful and we respect things that we're on, it doesn't always say that those things respect us back as much as we respect them. And things tend to break even if we don't want them to. So as long as it's no carburetor issue, because fortunately the Tri-Moto's got a little bit of a newer carburetor, as Mike said, on it, but carburetors are the bane of both Mike and my existence. yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I didn't want to be blunt and straight up say, like, we're gonna break it, but I knew it. I know it's gonna break. Things break. Things that we get on break. Yeah, but difference with Hondas is the Hondas are supposed to work. I've known so many people that own Hondas that never break, and it blows my mind. I mean, I know that's with any bike. You can own a bike that doesn't break, but it's more strange to me to legitimately think of how many friends I have who own a Honda, who's owned the Honda for like 10 to 12 years, and it's never had an issue. And it's just like, what? If it ain't red, leave it in the shed. That's the best Honda thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh, wait, you put a brand new carburetor on it? Because I didn't know that. And B, that makes me a lot happier because, like I was saying, you and me both have the worst fucking luck when it comes to carburetors. it's to the point now where anything I own in my life, if it starts giving me problems, the very first thing I do is either buy or check the carburetor because it's always the damn carburetor. I wouldn't even be surprised if I end up tearing this fucking lawnmower apart and find out that the damn carburetor what was wrong with it. Because I don't know. I got your engine sitting next to me. I hope you realized I took your engine, which I mean I'm sure you did. But I got your engine sitting here next to me on my engine stand, and I'm about to take it apart, But the problem is I, I'm still confused at what it is. It's like what's causing the problem of the one I have because I'm thinking it's the governor because it's something's making it tack out, but it could, I guess, be the carburetor. I mean, it just doesn't make sense why it would have overheated and the carburetor fucked up. It would make more sense to me to think that the governor fucked up on the inside when it overheated. But then again, I'm not a mechanic, so I really don't know. Yeah, fuel pumps are definitely have caused me a lot of problems in my past as well. Um, that and starters, God, my Taurus, my Ford Taurus, I recorded like 95% of my vlogs inside of it while I was at work and stuff. About my teeth and stuff. I was inside of my Ford Taurus. I'm not even kidding. By the time I got rid of that thing, I had put in 6 different starters because the water leak that I had, which at the time I didn't know what it was or where it was coming from, was dripping on top of my starter, and my starter would only last for like 3 months, and then it'd be fried, and my car wouldn't start anymore, and I'd have to go buy a new starter, and it would work for 3 months, and then that would fry, and then I have to get a new starter. And I literally bought 6 different starters for that car before I finally scrapped it when I found out that the block was leaking water, and it was going to be like $1,500 to fix it. And at that point, it was like, is a $1,500 car worth dumping the exact amount of money that I paid for it into it just to keep it running? No. Love that car to death. It was my first car I ever truly owned. Like I had cars in the past, but they were like my dad's cars that I was driving or something like that. But this was the first car that I'd actually physically paid for, and it was in my name, and it was my car. And I had that thing for 6 fucking years, and only put shit. See, I bought the car. It had 30,000 miles on it, and when I scrapped it, it had 56,000 miles on it. So I only put 26,000 miles on it in 6 years, which really ain't shit. But still, it was a bit sad to see it go, just because, like I said, it was my first car I ever truly owned, and I was like, man, I don't want to get rid of it, but like I said, I'm not going to spend $1,500 to fix a $1,500 car. It worked out anyways, because then I got the Dodge, which I hate Dodge, but that Dodge truck is, because it still is in my driveway, but it's beat the fuck and really scary and unsafe to drive down the road. But be honest, it was only $300, and it was probably the best purchase for price I'd ever purchased in my life. For $300, I drove me to Cleveland and back, which is a fucking 45-minute drive without traffic. So I mean, half the time I was spending an hour and a half in that thing driving to and from Cleveland, and it did just fine. And then on top of that, now I have a Ford Explorer, which I still call a truck because realistically it is a full size. It's not a small Explorer; it's the full size Explorer. So it is a truck in its entirety. It's still a truck, and it don't have problems. But I only had to spend $3,000 on that thing, and then I upgraded from a little baby V6 car that was really low to the ground. It was a '99 to a 2005 with leather interior and all kinds of bells and whistles because it was an Eddie Bauer edition. So it's fancy. It's like the biggest, fanciest package you can get for an Explorer that year. The only thing it doesn't have is a goddamn ashtray, which drives me crazy. 2005 Fords don't come with ashtrays, and it's not just the Explorer. Yes, my YouTube crashed for a short moment of time, but then it said it came right back. And I slowly watched as it went from 3, 2, 1, and now it says nobody's watching. So is my YouTube just having an all-around shit show of fed right now, or now there's 2 people watching? All right, my YouTube doesn't know what the fuck's going on. It crashed, and now it's struggling to stay alive. Did you ever leave, Holly, or are you just saying you're back? Because my YouTube definitely said that nobody was watching. But yeah, my stream came up and it was like 3 minutes ago or whatever. It came up and said that the stream had crashed and it needed to reconnect, but it only sat in the quote unquote crashed section for like 5 seconds, and then it re-kicked back up. So I knew that eventually it would cause problems on your guys' ends, but I'm hoping that it fixed itself or whatever. But Mike, we need to fix the Dodge just enough where it runs good enough, because I'm having some weird issue right now where I'll start the truck up, it idles perfectly fine, but the moment that I rev the engine and give any form of throttle to it, the throttle goes up and it runs perfectly fine as it goes up, but the moment it comes down, it just shuts the truck off. So like I have no idea what's going on. Now I am on empty, like my tank is pretty much empty, and I put half a gallon. Well, that's interesting. Not really sure how that worked out for you. But yeah, so I'm not sure if it's because I only have like half a gallon of gas in there, if the fumes is what's running on. So it's when I let off the gas that it dies, or what seems to be the issue. But like I said, the Dodge is having some issue where you can't give it any throttle, because if you do and you let off the throttle, the truck dies. Now it'll start right back up, but the moment you give it throttle again, and then you let off the gas, it fucking kills itself. So I do not know what's going on with the Dodge. If I can get it fixed enough where it just runs again, then you and me, Mike, we need to figure out something awesome to do with it, even if it's its last leg video. You know, like I really don't care. Like we could blow the fucking thing up somewhere. I do not care. I just don't like knowing that I have a good running truck with a great, awesome V8 in it, 5.9 V8, that's just going to be scrapped because my dad wants it out of the way. Yeah, no, it literally, you start the truck up, it idles exactly where it's supposed to. It sounds perfectly fine. It's only when you give it gas and let off that it dies. So it's like, I don't know. Like I said, it only has half a gallon of gas in it. So I always thought maybe it was something to do with the fuel, but it also doesn't make sense to me to think that it can idle perfectly fine. In the moment that I give it any gas, it will rev all the way up to 4 grand perfectly fine. Even hold it, I've taken it up to 4 grand and just held it for like 2 seconds and then let off. But the moment you let off, you just hear it go and just die. So it's like, I do not understand what it's doing. It just started doing it recently, and like I said, I'd like to blow it up, or I'd like to do something exciting. Like, I mean, it's only in 2-wheel drive, so I mean, it can't do too much. But I'd take it out and do some awesome burnouts for YouTube or something if that was its last life. You know, I just don't like the fact that I have a complete beater truck sitting there that was $300 that I could totally make a badass YouTube video with, and that it's just going to get fucking scrapped because it decided to die while sitting in my fucking driveway. I want to do something exciting with it. I mean, shit, I'd take it down south. We'd have to trailer it because ain't no fucking way that truck would make it all the way down there. But I'd take it down south and just fucking blow it up in a field somewhere, just trying to do donuts or try to climb some hills or something. I would love to just break that truck. It would give it a great send off. I'd have zero feelings about scrapping it at that point because it'd be dead and there'd be no point in fixing it. And thirdly, it'd be a badass YouTube video. I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to get this truck just running enough where we can make a badass YouTube video with it. And then if it's dead and gone, then so be it. It gets scrapped and I get my $300 back. Because even with scrap prices being low, I'm sure that the scrap yard will still probably give me $300 for a. I mean, that's true. I mean, realistically, nowadays, cops don't even go back to the brickyard anymore. And my dad actually, funny enough, is my dad knows the guy who owns the brickyard. Like he knows Mr. Stone, which I forget what his first name is, but something Stone. My mom graduated with him, and my dad and him became really close when my mom was going to her sister or to her graduation. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me being a 95 Dodge Ram. Mine's a 2001 1500 with a 5.9 liter V8, which is the largest V8 that came in a 1500 back then. So it's the smallest truck technically they make with the biggest engine they make. So it's a badass truck, but actually it might. Is it really Keith Stone? Like I said, I really don't know his first name, but that could very well be his name. I just know Mr. Stone owns the brickyard, and my dad's actually close to him to the point where I could possibly persuade my dad into asking him if he would have any problem with us taking the Dodge out there and blowing it up so I could record a badass YouTube video with it. We just have to find a way of getting it out of the brickyard because, I mean, I guess we could burn it, but then I wouldn't get my $300 back. Or if the fucking lakes were still there, just fucking drive that bitch into the lake and leave it at the bottom of the lake where all the other fucking cars are at. Yeah, Holly, there's this, you're not really probably sure what we're talking about, but there's this place that's literally like 30 seconds from my house. I guarantee it's probably a quarter mile down the road from me. It's a brickyard, and it's where they used to make bricks. Like it was a big pit. They dug the clay out of the ground, and then they made bricks there. But the brickyard shut down in the 90s, and ever since it shut down, they tore down all the buildings, but all the hills and all the, I can't say all the stuff because they did ruin all the bowls and stuff like that. But there's a lot of awesome shit back there, like hills and big fields and all this other stuff. And so what happened was throughout these last, say, 20 or 30 years, people have gone back there and made all kinds of riding trails, and people go back there and take their trucks back there, and it's just like a big mudding and off-roading place. And it used to be a place where we went there all the time in high school. Like in high school, it was the place to be. And we went there all the time, even had to run from the cops out of there a few times. But Mike's also blown up a Kia there, which was still one of the greatest nights I've ever had. But yeah, it was a great place. But then the cops were busting down on it so bad, and then eventually now this guy who owns it and told the police, don't go back there no matter what you hear, no matter who calls the cops for people back there riding, don't come back there. I don't care if people are there. And the only reason he says that is because he has family members of his that goes back there riding, and he doesn't want them to get in trouble. So he just told the cops, like, leave it go. If there are people back there riding, even if I don't know them, just let it go. So now it's right back to where it was, where every weekend night, Fridays and Saturdays, I go outside at like 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, all I can hear is engines revving and dirt bikes flying, and it's a great sound. I love it. And you can hear it from Mike's house too. He lives a little bit farther north than I do now, but you can still hear the Brickyard from there because there's that many people usually there. There's usually like 20 people there revving their trucks at maximum RPM. Run, dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, Mike. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll probably tell you one of my favoriteest memories of that place of all time. The moment that Mike walks up to me, hands me a bottle of moonshine, I took a huge gulp of it, and for like 30 seconds to a minute, I straight thought I was going to throw up. And the entire time I stood there, Mike went, oh, because he could see it in my face. Like, I was so drunk. I think that's the same night that TJ and Lee Couch fucking hooked their trucks up back to back and did a pull off there on the concrete pad. And that was a great fucking night. There were so many of us back then. God, there was probably like 40, 50 kids back there. Still, I've yet to throw up in front of Mike, but I can't say I've never thrown up from drinking because that would be a complete and total lie. I have definitely thrown up from drinking, but I have never drank with Mike and thrown up in front of him. And he gave me this big old shot of moonshine, and it hit me in a spot where I was not expecting, already being fucking wasted. Oh, was it really, Mike? Jesus, that's like ages ago. If that was your 18th party, holy shit! God, man, I really do miss the Brickyard. I really do. I hated how much we had to run from the cops all the time, but for how much awesome shit we did back there, I mean, I did the first 2 times I took psychedelics. I went back there in the Brickyard and tripped my balls off in the Brickyard because we knew there would be nobody to stop us back there. And the second time, Mike disconnected Brian's battery, and we came back and we're freaking out like Brian's car didn't work. Oh, great times. That was Halloween. Halloween is a great time to take psychedelics because then you see all the little kids dressed up as superheroes and villains and monsters, and you're walking around the streets going, oh my God, there's monsters everywhere. Um, yeah, it was definitely some great times in the Brickyard. Definitely miss it, but also didn't want to get in trouble and get fucking trespassing charges like a lot of people we knew got back there. And well, Holly, this was years where Halloween was actually warm because Ohio does sometimes give us nice Halloween days. And I know, right? I still remember. Do you remember that day where you, me, I think Amanda Gregory was with us, and like a whole bed, we had the whole bed of your truck filled with people. When we came in the back entrance into the Brickyard back by TJ's, and we climbed over the tracks, and when we crest the top of the hill, there was that cop that was coming down the driveway, and you guys turned your truck off because it was loud, and you just shut it off, and that cop never saw you, and he just turned around, and then he eventually just left the Brickyard. He never once saw you guys, even though you plainly were just sitting there in your truck with a whole truck full of people. And then the cop left and everybody went, wait, where's Matt at? Because I was in the passenger seat and I jumped out the window and ran onto the other side of the railroad tracks because I was like, fuck this, I ain't getting busted. I just hauled ass out of there. We had so many good memories back there. Had that, and we had the times where we took the fucking Kia, the unstoppable, most amazing vehicle you have ever owned in your entire life. I still to this day, I wish more than anything that you would get yourself a fucking Kia Sportage again. That thing was unstoppable. So light that it floated through every mud pit. We climbed all kinds of hills with it. And Christ, we drove that thing down south with us. And then it blew up. It blew up on the way back or way into Rittman. TJ had to fucking drive. He drove home drunk, and then TJ had to get back in his truck and drive all the way back and pick us up because we were sitting in that fucking what used to be Hardee's parking lot with a blown up Kia. Just you, me, and that girl. And that's the funny thing is literally my brain cuts out after that. I don't remember TJ picking us up or anything, so I'm sure I must have been pretty fucking wasted at that point. I don't remember dropping the girl off. I don't remember TJ picking us up. I don't remember TJ dropping us off. I just remember we were sitting in the parking lot with the Kia blown up, and we were shit out of luck, and he was on our way to pick us up, and that's the last I remember. Oh. I was even back there once with Derek, Andy, and Willie, and they fucking caught the building on fire again because there was one building that was left back there, and like idiots, these fucking kids would always go back there and start a fire in the middle of a building thinking that was cool, and the next thing you know, the fire would catch something in the building on fire, and then the building's on fire, and then the fire trucks had to show up and put the fucking building out. We're standing like far away watching this thing happen, and I'm just shaking my head like, why do I have some dumb friends in my life? Like, I never understood why those guys thought it was funny to catch the goddamn buildings on fire. Oh, that might have been it. Like I said, I do not remember after, like, I remember driving the Kia and we had just made it to the bridge to get into Rittman and it blew up. And we coasted down to where that Hardee's was and we parked in the parking lot and then we were stuck. Then my brain just cuts out. And I don't remember if that's because I was like blackout drunk at that point or if it's been so long now, I just don't remember. I just, like I said, at that point, just blacks out. But I knew it was you, me, and that girl was in the car when it happened. So, like I said, I don't remember what happened, how I ever got home. But seriously, that Kia was that thing was unstoppable. That thing had, wasn't it that Kia was in some dude's field and you went and bought it off him? Like, I don't remember 100% where you got it from, but I'm pretty sure I thought that the Kia had been sitting in a field and hadn't been running for a long time. And then you got it running and bought it from this guy. And then you beat the living shit out of it for like years on end. And that thing just lived. It just lived. And you'd never expect a Kia Sportage, of all things in this world, a Kia Sportage to be anything worth off-roading or even just having a good old time in. And that thing was amazing. Like, if I ever had some extra money and a Kia Sportage came up and was for sale, I would buy it in a heartbeat. I remember you and me took the Kia Sportage out to those fucking new developments way up north, and we did perfect circle burnouts or circle donuts. And we opened up the doors while it was spinning, and we held on to the doors and spun with the car outside of it while it was doing donuts, which obviously is very unsafe and could have led to some very fucked up people if we would have fallen and got run over. But still, it's like, that thing was just it was literally the best vehicle I have ever in my entire life I have ever been inside of and had fun in. I've had fun fast vehicles. I've had fun off-road vehicles, and that Kia Sportage was the best. Yeah, it was just a great car. Unstoppable. Fucking have so much unbelievable fun in that thing. I'm glad you still look for one because, like I said, you definitely need to get another one because now that you're older and you have even more brains, not saying that you're dumb, but meaning like in the sense of like with it when it blew up and then you rebuilt it and it blew up again, you rebuilt it again. Like I'm pretty sure now you'd be able to actually fix it and have it like work like perfectly again. It would be the best. It'd be the best. And then if we blow up on YouTube, then we both can go out and buy Kia Sportages together and we can make awesome Kia Sportage videos. What year was that Kia? I would have assumed it was from the 90s, but it could have, I guess, been in the early 2000s. I'm just not sure really exactly how actual old the Kia was. I just know the thing was a two-wheel drive beast, as you actually already called it. Yeah, I know. No, weighed nothing. I also love that you had those trailer tires on it. That trailer that you had, you took those trailer tires with the spacers off and stuck them on the Sportage, and I love the way it looked. 99. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say if you look up like 2000s Kia Sportages, they don't look anything like it. So I was like, that's what made me think like it had to be a 90s version because I've seen like a 2000 and something Sportage, and it didn't even have a soft top. It was a hard top all the way around. It looked nothing like that one you had, and I was just like, what? Definitely was a wheeling machine. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should sell the Dodge or scrap the Dodge, get $300 for it, and use that money to look out for a Kia Sportage. Because I mean, even if it came down to it, we found the Kia Sportage was a little bit more money. I'd fucking throw my $300 down and let you fucking throw in whatever else it needs and like money wise and be like a co-owner on it just so I can ride in it again. Oh, but the other thing I was actually just thinking about. Yes, I do remember that, Mike. That's what I'm saying. We drove that thing everywhere. Also remember while down south we tried to go up the hill toward where Lookout is at. We tried to go up the hill where the oil pump was, and we tried over and over. We just could not make it. We get like halfway up and just slide back to the bottom and back up and slide back to the bottom. Actually, now that I think about it, does your grandma still own that fucking Ranger? Or did she ever actually get rid of that thing? Because I also forgot when you fixed that and you and me drove that Ranger down there. I'm pretty sure that was the night that you and me decided to leave at like 2 a.m. to drive down south. And we did. We were fucking dead fucking tired trying to get down south at middle of the fucking night. But that Ranger, that's another one of those things where if she still had it, that'd be so dope to get it. The stick shift little Ranger thing was so fucking dope. Does it actually run still, or has it not run really since we took it down there? Like I don't know if it ever got actually used or if we just drove it down there and then it stayed. Damn, dude, video's been up for fucking an hour. It's already got 6 views. Holy shit. I mean, it's only 6 views. I know it's not a million, but fuck, 6 views in an hour is like one of the most I've ever gotten before. Sorry, Holly, we're reminiscing about old times. Me and Mike have been friends for forever, literally forever. I met Mike in in 4th grade. We've been friends ever since. We rode the same bus together. We weren't in the same class, but we rode the same bus together. I also remember trading Hot Wheels cars with you on the bus. And we would bring our Hot Wheels cars on the bus, and then we would sit them in the middle, and so that when Mr. Roar hit the brakes, they'd go flying into the front of the bus. And that was like our way of racing until Mr. Roar would freak his shit over it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I figured now. I was like, I don't remember ever seeing it moved after you drove it down there. I wonder if that's like, I mean, obviously it's in nice shape, and so I wouldn't really probably want to get it and then like beat it up and break it. But wonder if that's something your grandma would get rid of, would allow you to obtain, because that was a good solid little truck. I mean, the fucking Ford Ranger is a box body and a little stick shift. It was nice. I enjoyed the shit out of riding that thing. I also still wish that we would have actually bought that boat off of Jerry. I think it was Jerry, right? Jerry had the boat. Just because I still look that boat up from time to time because I remember it was a Browning something, an Arrow Brown or Browning some. Yeah, I think it was a Browning something. Can't remember exactly off the top of my head now, but if I really sit down and truly think about it, I will eventually think about what it was actually named. But yeah, it was something Browning, and those boats are actually rare. Like you find them on like fixed up and running good, and they actually are worth thousands of dollars. And it's like, man, you and me should have just bought it. Even if we never used it, we could have still bought it, fixed it up, and sold it, and probably made double the amount of what we paid for it. Also, kind of sucks because it's a boat, and know how boats work. If you don't have that exact buyer or somebody that would be, willing to actually obtain the boat, you're never going to sell it. But I figure probably up here would be a lot easier to sell a boat than down south where, I mean, I don't know. I guess I was going to say we're close to the water up here, but realistically, I guess you're right next to the Ohio River down there. So you would have thought maybe down there would have had just as much luck. But sorry, I'm working on some stuff. Oh, so that's why I'm looking down and making noises, but I'm not showing you guys what's going on. Yeah, running down old memory lane because sure do got a lot of memories, especially with Mike in them. Because, like I said, I've known Mike for 20 years now, and be surprised how much memories you build up after 20 years. And a lot of them, even though I'm not saying all of them, being especially with the Brickyard being a big topic of this evening, a lot of them were down south because we lived down there. I mean, shit. I even think about the times that you and me went down south every single weekend for years on end, like literally every weekend, unless some random thing would pop up that would make it so we couldn't go down south. Me and Mike went down south every weekend of the summer for years. For years. It's been 2 years since I've been down there. Now, I'll totally admit, because I'm a man and I'm a man who's not afraid to admit his failures, but I admit there was a time there where Mike would always ask me if I wanted to go down south, and I would say yes, and then the weekend would come, and then I would ditch. I would ditch on going, and it had nothing to do against Mike. It came down to the point of I had an evil girlfriend. I call her evil now because at the time I didn't think she was evil, but I had an evil girlfriend, and I didn't trust her, and I was afraid of leaving the weekend and not being able to talk to her all weekend, because then I would make me constantly spend the whole weekend thinking about who she was talking to since I wasn't there to talk to her. Because that's what not being able to trust somebody does to you. So I pretty much ruined my invitation on going down south, and I stopped going down because I always would bail because, like I said, my internal thoughts would get the best of me, and I would inevitably bail on Mike. And then it finally came down to a point where Mike stopped asking me to go, and I regret it. And obviously I can't change the past now, but when fucking nowadays it'd be fucking um what? What were you saying? She? You confusing me, Mike. He was not a true friend then. So I do apologize, Mike. It was never anything against you. It literally was because I was afraid of not fucking of leaving her alone all weekend. And when we're down south, I don't have the service to be able to communicate with her. And even though I didn't just simply tell you or say these things, I was embarrassed about having these feelings, so I just never told you, and that's why I inevitably stopped just going down all the time, is because I was too worried about her the whole time, and obviously that ruined the whole us going down south all the time. But that's also now why when I was asked if I wanted to go this weekend, I was like, abso-fucking-lutely, because I ain't got nothing stopping me anymore except for this beautiful dog. But fortunately, being as it's nice outside, my parents will take care of her while I'm gone. So I realistically don't have. Um, oh, that makes so much more sense now. I didn't catch your comment, and I read Mike's comment and was so confused. Like what? But um, well, Mike, I will go down whenever. I mean, even to the point when Rachel told me that you were possibly thinking of going out turkey hunting when we went down south this weekend. I told Rachel, I was like, dude, I'm about to take my turkey shit. I don't have a license, so I can't go hunting, but I would totally post up behind you and still cluck for you. Then that way we'd have two different clucks going on, and we could sound like we were actually a bunch of hens trying to get some instead of just one. And then Rachel was like, "Oh, okay, then you and Mike leave and just leave both us girls to be at the cabin by ourselves." And I was like, fine. But I totally would go out and fucking call for you. That'd be dope as fuck. I love turkey hunting. I actually I miss not going because I mean it was fucking awesome. I just never get to go because I never have a license, and plus the last time I had went, which is like what Rachel had also told me, was the same for you. But last time that I had went was when you and me hunted with my dad. That was the last time I've gone. And she said, no, that's the same. That's the same thing Mike said. The last time he had gone was when it was us. So, well, then maybe I say fuck it anyways, and I'm gonna go out with you because I really do want to go because I got my full turkey vest. I've got like 30 different turkey calls. I spent hours upon hours upon hours teaching myself how to actually use the turkey calls, and now I just don't even use them. And sometimes I pull my turkey calls out in my basement and start playing them. And my dad will tell me when I come upstairs, like, "Hey, you were doing a good job down there." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know what I'm fucking doing with the turkey calls, but I don't go hunting, so it ruins the whole possibility of being good with it." Yeah, at least when we shoot the turkeys, we can still eat them. Whereas when you hit it with a car, I'm sure there's probably not very much of the turkey that was worth eating at that point. Um, but but yeah. Plus the other thing that makes wild turkey so much better than a regular turkey. Yeah, no, that is true. Your way, Holly, is much easier. That is for damn sure. Um, like if you go to the store and you buy a store bought turkey, it's all white meat because the turkey is raised in a pen and it doesn't actually ever get to move around. So it just sits around all day, and eventually it gets killed, and then it gets sent to a store, and then you eat it. But you shoot a wild turkey, it's all dark meat, and I hate white meat, especially I don't like chicken very much. I hate white meat and chicken, and I hate white meat and turkey. But you shoot a wild turkey, and the whole turkey is dark meat because they are free range. They can move around. They grow up using their muscles. So the turkey meat from a wild is a million times better than a store bought turkey. Every year for Thanksgiving, my dad cooks both a store bought turkey and a wild turkey because some people in our family don't like wild turkey because they say it tastes gamier, which I think is just an excuse for being a pussy. But I don't eat the store bought turkey. I only eat the wild turkey because I don't. I think the store bought turkey tastes like shit, but a wild turkey has got fucking flavor to it. It's like, good, fucking good. Now I kind of want some. Mike, if you shoot a turkey, we're cooking that fucking thing and we're eating it. But anyways, like I was saying, now that the horrible evil bitch is way out of my life, there's nothing really stopping me from going down south. So I definitely would enjoy going down a whole lot again. I mean, obviously, with the fact of you now have like baby man and stuff, not saying baby man can't go with us, but I'm just meaning that since you have baby man and there's obviously other things in life going on, I understand that we can't be like we were and literally go every single weekend, but I would definitely enjoy going a lot more. I mean, it's been 2 years. We went down south 2 years ago, and that was my last time down there. I still have all the pictures and videos from it. That was the weekend that you, me, and Rachel made that dam in front of the house and blocked all that water up with that table. And then we broke it while drunk just to watch the water rush all the way down the river. Oh, I mean, hey man, if you can change my mind, I'll go for it. Because like I'm not to say that I don't like chicken, but if somebody was like, here's beef or chicken, I'm going to pick beef. If someone says here's pork or chicken, I'm going to pick pork. I'm like, my brain instantly goes away from chicken because it's my least favorite meat. But it's not to say that I don't like it. Like I eat chicken. I like chicken. It's just not one that I strivingly go after to get. And but if you really make some bomb ass chicken down south, I will definitely eat that fucking shit because I'm sure it's good. Because you cook amazingly, Mike. Anything that you've ever cooked, your jerky, and I'm trying to think there was something else you made that I took home. Was it like a pork chop or no, what was it? You made something. I took it home and God, it was amazing. I don't remember what it was. It was something. It was meat. It was some form of meat you cooked. Anything that you've ever cooked and I've taken home to eat or I've ate at your house is fucking on fire, fantastic. I tell Rachel a lot that you should be a fucking chef. Open up your old fucking restaurant or something because I'd pay to eat there. Hell yeah. Actually, I wouldn't now because I don't have the money to pay to eat there. But if I had money, I'd pay to eat there. I'm really gassy tonight. I was actually thinking about it, Mike, while we were at your work the other day. When you were doing whatever you were doing, Rachel was going to the bathroom. I walked over, I looked at that engine that I keep asking you for, and I knew it was a big engine, but when I looked at it, I didn't realize like it's a big engine. And I was like, maybe I should just try to rig this fucking snowmobile two-stroke 125 onto this lawnmower instead of that big engine because I'm not so sure it will fit. Oh, that's what it was. Yes, the tenderloin. That's what. Oh my god, it was so good. That was so good. No, no check yet. Plus, whenever me and Rachel finish doing the yard work, I will get some money from that. But until then, no, I still ain't got no money. Still a broke ass motherfucker. That's for damn sure. No, like I said, Holly, we're not getting a check. So I'm way past even depending on that thing. It's never gonna come. Um, or like I said, what it will probably realistically work is like sometime next year when none of this is going on, I'll just randomly check my bank account and I'll be like $1,000 richer, and I'll be like, wait, what the fuck? And they'll be like, stimulus check. And be like, yeah, thank you, government, for paying me when I don't need it. Yep, nope, just checked my bank account. I'm sitting at a whopping $5.52. Whoop whoop. Your boy out here making super plays on his life. Actually, also totally found out from my mom letting me know that my phone is due on this Wednesday, and I, of course, don't have the money to pay it. So there might be a slim possibility that nobody's going to be able to get a hold of me on after Wednesday because I won't have the money to re-up my phone plan. It's only $50, so it's not super fucking expensive, but still don't have $50 to redo it. You know what I'm saying? If I already borrowed a whole bunch of money from my mom, I'd pay off a credit card that I'd gotten late fines for not having to pay money on it. My mom doesn't want my credit to fucking get horribly killed, so she was nice enough to lend me the money, but obviously that adds up. It's just I hate talking about money because it's such a you know sucks. Sucks. I just want a job. I just want to work. People are always like, you must not look for a job. And I'm like, dude, I can't even fucking lie to you. I have applied to like 30 jobs at this point, and nobody, I have, unfortunately, at this point, I have had a few people reach out and say, we've received your application. We will look forward to getting in touch with you shortly. And then nothing. So it's like, cool, thanks. I don't even know. And then you find out like Walmart starts closing down. They were a 24-hour store and now they're not, and all these other stores have shorter hours. And it's like, well, no wonder they all aren't accepting applications. They don't fucking need you. If they're not open all day, they don't need people. So after the work that we did, Mike, I'm about to start fucking advertising for doing hardscaping and just do hardscaping like stone and fucking putting grass in people's yards and shit. Because obviously you're the one that laid all that grass, which I do feel slightly bad about, um, but you did a fantastic job of it. And obviously I feel like it can't be that difficult to lay out grass. And hardscaping is a lot more exciting than mowing people's yards and landscaping. The only problem is I don't have a massive trailer to put 10 tons of stone and like 500 pallets of grass. Just got a little bit too much extra grass is all. Yeah, that's what Mark fucking DeWine says, but you know, it's also one of those things where it's one of those possibilities that we open everything back up and sicknesses skyrocket and everything goes right back to where it was. So I'd like to hope that things get better from this point on, but I won't be surprised if they don't. Man, now I wish I had some of that tenderloin. This shit was so good. So good. God. I ate it cold, it was that good. Whatever I had when I took some home because I didn't finish all of it or whatever it was, or maybe you gave me some. I don't remember. My brain's still. I still have pothead brain, even though I'm not a pothead anymore. My brain still works like a pothead to the point where I just forget shit very easily now. I kind of hate that, and some people might tell you that it has something to do with um might have to do something for the fact that I smoked pot for as long as I did. But regardless, I kind of hate the fact that I have such a horrible memory and can't remember what else it was. There was something else, something recently that happened, and my mom just laughed and laughed and laughed at me because I had the most stoner moment where I completely just my brain shuts off sometimes, and it's just like I just want to punch myself. Like, why are you so dumb? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get how I can tell myself I need to grab something or I need to do something. Like, I think it was one of those things where I left something in my basement and I just walked upstairs and was like, "Fuck, I gotta go downstairs because I forgot this." Walked all the way downstairs, got downstairs, turned around, came back up, and realized that I had forgotten what I had forgotten to go get the first time again, and then had to turn around, go back down and get it. And my mom was just laughing at me because she was just like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, "I don't even know. I got downstairs and I was like, you need to grab this." And somehow I did something else and just walked back upstairs and was like, I didn't even grab it. Well, yeah, but that's fortunately when you're high though. When you're not a pothead anymore and you haven't smoked in a while and you still have pothead moments when you're not a pothead anymore, it makes it very sad because it kind of makes me wonder, did I fuck my brain over enough? Did I smoke so much weed back then that I straight up fucked my brain up? Oh yeah, no, I believe that 100%, Mike. I believe that we're what they consider the carriers at this point because I don't, it seems so weird that this sickness spread like wildfire, and that somehow the large majority of my town and all of us around here never got exposed or never got sick and everything like that. I totally believe that we've already gotten or already had it come through and we just never got sick. Like we were the what they called the carriers, you know. That's why I mean I didn't really care a huge amount about it when it first started, but that's why especially now where we are at now points, I'm just like, what's the point? Like my mom still gets super fucking freaked out over shit. I'm just like, dude, if you were gonna get sick, you would have gotten sick a long time ago by now. It's whatever. This is only opinion, obviously. I'm no scientist. I don't truly know any details or facts, but this is what I believe. Through my own opinion, is that that if we were going to have it, we would have gotten it by now, and that there's nothing to worry about. And everybody's just making a big fuss over something that, is fucking far and over with. See, the best part about that is I don't go to restaurants. I hate being in public. So like when my parents go out to eat and stuff, they will invite me like, "Do you want to go?" And I say no because I just rather not. I'd rather eat a meal at home, even if it's out of a box, than go to a fucking restaurant and spend a bunch of money on food that I'm only going to eat half of, and I got to watch what I say because I'm in a restaurant full of other people. And it's just not my thing. Plus I hate people. I mean, it's so funny to be a person who puts their face and personality out there on YouTube, and then when it realistically comes down to it, I absolutely hate people. I hate majority of this population, and I want nothing to do with them. But yeah, so when restaurants open back up, whatever to me, I'm not going to go to them just as much as I didn't go to them before. Now, if you want to go to a restaurant and buy me food and bring it home, oh, absolutely, I'll do that. But I'm just not a fan of sitting in a restaurant. This ain't my forte, if you know what I mean. God, look at this beautiful hair. Look how fast it's growing. Like I shaved all this down too. It was to my scalp, right? It was completely all the way down to my skin. And now, okay, I got some hair sticking up, which does happen from time to time. But now the hair on the side of my head's like this fucking long. Like this long. And it's only been like 2 weeks since I cut my hair. It's kind of ridiculous. Almost thinking about wanting to shave it again. Definitely need to touch up a few spots that the hair must have been like up here or something when I cut it because now it droops down. The back of my head's got the same thing where there's spots of my hair that must have been facing a different direction when I cut it because now it droops down and I've got this like long piece of hair that sticks down in the back of my head. I mean, maybe if I had a girlfriend or some girl that I was, trying to have fun with or something, like, yeah, I'd take her out to eat or something. But it's just me going with my family. I'd rather just not. Just no, it's not fun for me. If I'm trying to get some, here's my horrible winking skills. But I'm trying to get some. Maybe I'd take a girl out to dinner and get a little freaky, but it doesn't work that way. You are bald, Mike. What is up with that? I'm not even gonna lie to you. Me and Rachel just recently talked about the fact that you have no hair anymore. And I was like, but what happened? Like, you just started shaving your head one day, and I didn't really think anything of it until I realized you just don't have hair anymore. And it's not like it runs in your family. I mean, your dad's got hair, and your brother's got fucking a lot of hair. Just Mike decided that, not really that you decided, but one day it's like your body decided, like, we're just not going to have hair anymore. If I didn't have an oddly shaped head, I'd totally shave my head. But see, I hate the way my head looks shaved because I think I have an oddly shaped head. So when I see pictures of myself with just a beard and shaved head, I just instantly am like, God, I got like fucking egghead going on over here. My head's misshaped. The hair covers up the head. I do have fading spots right here, as you can see. Obviously, I parted it to the side, but like in the natural flow of my hair, is this hair goes down and this hair is supposed to go straight. So there's that there, and then there's one over here that's doing the same thing. Where if I part this stuff away, it's right there. It's a receding hairline is what they call it. You see how it goes up in there? This one's much bigger than this one, but I am getting a receded hairline, and it could have either come down to the point of it is perfectly where the cone of a hat sits, right on the shapes right there. So it could be that, or it could just be because I'm fucking almost 30 years old and I'm getting a receded hairline. I'm not really sure, but the other thing is Mike's birthday's coming up, and he's turning 29. And that makes me sad as much that it probably makes him sad. Only because I'm turning 30. Mike's just turning 29. He's still got a whole nother year of his 20s left. I'm going to be 30 this year. I'm such an old man. It's like when you turn 29, the whole time you're 29, you just think about the fact of like this is your last year. That, you know, that this is your last year of your 20s. You're 29. You're going to be 30 next year. But then when it finally gets over that 6-month hump where you're now getting closer to the birthday, you're like, I'm turning 30. Like, oh, man, that's a real kick in the balls, that is. I mean, you can't stop growing up, and it's going to come eventually. But, that's a scary thought. I'm going to be 30 years old. No more 20s. I've almost gotten to the point where I can drink. I've been able to drink for 10 years, and I still remember what it was like. Well, I mean, I was able to buy alcohol before I was 21, but just the revelations of thinking of all the stuff that happens when you're going through your 20s and how you feel invincible because you're only a mere 20 years old and now I'm going to be 30. I'm going to be 30. And I know, Holly, I don't mean to like drag you in the dirt because I understand you're older than I am, and I'm sorry for that, but I'm sure you have to understand somewhat of where I'm at because you already went through the process of being 29 and then being 30. Like, it's a big thing. Now, I'm sure when you turn 31, it's just as least exciting as it was happy wise that you turned 30, but I'm just meaning like, and then 32 and so on and so forth. But I'm just meaning like, it is like, I think the biggest change in life, the biggest, scariest change in life is when you go from being 29 to being 30. It's a scary thought. I mean, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy. There are a lot of people who don't live for 30 years. You know, they never see their 30th birthday. But it just, it's weird. It's scary. 30 fucking years of my life have gone by. I would have graduated high school like 4 times already. And I always say that people get confused by that, but obviously it's because high school takes 4 years. And I graduated when I was 18, turning 19. And so then by the time that I was 22, I would have graduated high school again. And then by the time I was 26, I would have graduated high school again. And now I'm going to be 30. That's okay. So I would have graduated high school 3 times by now. But that's the weirdest thing because when you're in high school, it feels like high school takes forever. And it's like, this is never going to end. I'm starting out for 4 years. And then you graduate high school and you grow up and you realize how fast 4 fucking years fly by. And it's like, dude, I could have graduated 3 times again for how long life's gone by. It's like, ugh. But we got to do something, Mike. We got to do something fun for my birthday because I'm going to be 30 years old, so I need to celebrate it with a bang. We need to like go down south and have a huge party or something. I mean, it wouldn't be huge because not that many people would be there, but you know what I mean. Just like we need fire and we need fireworks and we need alcohol and we need just Matt needs to get drunk for his 30th birthday. Actually, let me see what day of the 30th. Oh, wait a minute. I think last year I had a Monday birthday. Or is it this year I have a Monday birthday? I don't remember. Because of leap year being fucking lame, I get Monday birthdays and I hate it. And I swear I think last year's was a Monday, but I guess it could have easily been this year is a Monday. I don't know. I hate Monday birthdays. It's like the most depressing thing. Aha! My birthday's on a Wednesday this year. It's better than a Monday. So if it's, let's see what I am in 21. September 21's a Thursday. Should have realized that, being as it's always a day later. So that should mean by September of 22nd, I'm on a Friday. When I turn 32 years old, I will be partying it up on a Friday. Had the club going up on a Friday, and then a Saturday. Okay, leap year should happen some point here. Where is it? It will skip a day, and it puts. I think it skips Sunday. Isn't that? Yeah, that's what it is. I've never had a Sunday birthday. I've never had a Sunday birthday because the way leap year works, it makes me go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then it would be Sunday, and then leap year happens, and it puts me on Monday. So September of 2024 will be a Monday. Like, what a sad ass day to turn 34 on a Monday. Yeah, Mike. Wow, that was some real deep shit for you. Yeah, I know it is just a number, but here's a number that you don't like math, what you just said right there. But here, let me just give you a number, okay? Because I'm gonna have to use a calculator because I'm not smart enough to figure this number out without a calculator. But so here's the numbers that we got, right? So on September 23rd of 2020, which is this year, I will be 30 years old. So that means there are 365 days in a year. You multiply that number by 30, and I've been alive for 10,950 days. That's a lot of days. That's a lot of days. And not to say I wouldn't want to have lived that long. I'm very happy that I've made it to my 30s, but it's just a thought. It's a thought of that 30s are when complications start happening. A lot of people in their life, their body starts giving them problems in different areas when they're in their 30s. They do just fine through through their 20s, and then 30s hit, and their bodies give them issues. And I don't know, but I'm also going to assume that's what happened with Holly, because Holly is, if you don't know Mike, Holly's also having some issues, and she's going through chemo at the moment. And she's in her 30s, which would also prove my point of she probably had perfectly fine system and not in her 20s, and then she hit the 30s, and now her body's giving her problems. 30s are a bad chunk of time. You too, Holly. It's okay. I didn't even realize that it's already 12:10, which means I've gone exactly 2 hours because I started the stream at 10:10. But I will be going. I'm going to be getting off of here anyways, because I mean, even though I could very easily just stream for another hour or two or whatever, I like to keep somewhat of the schedule going on, so keeps things straight. Especially being as Saturday night when we streamed, I only streamed for fucking for for 55 minutes before I ended it because I was so fucking tired after all that work that we did. But so I'm going to get off here, guys. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, a like would be much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to keep up with fun, awesome content like this one. And if you're already part of the channel, you could share the video and show other people how exciting it is to be Matt Freeman's friend and talk to him for 2 hours every single night, except for Sundays between 10 and 12 p.m., except for tomorrow's going to be 9 to 11 because I was going to do 9 to 11 tonight and totally forgot, and I was rendering / uploading a video, and then I, because of that, I didn't upload, or I didn't get to the stream until 10 o'clock. But hey, we out here, we living our best life, we doing what we can. As Mike says, you know what, Mike? I'm gonna write this down, what you said here. I'm gonna take a picture of it because I have nothing to write down with. But I'm gonna take a picture of it, and I think that's how I'll just end my video every night. So let me pull up this here camera. and take a picture of what Mike said, because that was some deep shit, man. Let me make sure that the picture got actually taken, wasn't blurry. And yep, boom. Okay. Time is just a number, and math sucks. Live it like it's your last. Never take a day for granted. Deep shit. I love it. I think that's what I'm legitimately going to use that as my ending now. All right, that's awesome. Thanks, Mike. That was fantastic. Anyways, my name is Matt Freeman. I like to talk a lot, and you have just witnessed another Matt Freeman amazing stream. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next one, which will be from 9 to 11. So crazy time's going to be different. Oh my God, maybe we'll get some new faces in here. Don't know, probably won't, but hey, we're going to try anyways. Bye. I also forgot I got to click this button twice for it to end. So I'm going to stand here and continuously keep talking like I knew I had to do that, and then say goodbye.